Hi, we're gonna explain the HUD, the radar, and the panels. I'm Keplanet and this is Nebular TV. So, we're gonna see first the HUD. Right now, what we see is that we have in front a space station, like a platform station, but we're gonna focus on what we see in our ship. Okay? At the center, we have the radar. To the left of the radar, we have information about what we are targeting. Okay, maybe sometimes it's the next jump information. In this case, I have targeted the space station in front. So you see at the bottom left corner, the text, it says Matthaus Olbers colony. That's the name of the space station. And then some information like distance or the kind of station and different things. When we target a spaceship, we also see the name, the kind of ship, the level of the pilot, if it's a newbie or if it's a master or if it's expert, elite or whatever, right? And we also find information about if it's wanted. That means if it's if there is a bounty, if we kill that ship. And next to the right, we see a hologram of what we are targeting right now. In this case, the space station. We don't have another ship right now here in front of me, but let's target this. This is a high energy FSD wake. Well, that's a different story, but you saw that the information changed and now the hologram is showing a kind of waves. So the hologram is showing whatever we are targeting and the relative orientation. So next to that is the radar. On the left side of the radar is what we are targeting, information not of our ship. But to the right of the radar, we have information of our ship. That means first we see a hologram of our ship, and then we see some blue rings around the ship. That's my shield. My shield is at 100% in blue. Okay, it's 100% of shields right now. Under that, that's another 100%. That's the hull of the ship. Okay, the radar, the shields regenerate, but the hull does not regenerate. Of course, we have to go to a space station and repair the hull if we damage it, or if someone shoots at us and damages our hull. Okay. Next to the right, we see what is called the pips, and that's how we drive energy to different systems of the ship. We have the defensive systems first, the engine systems, and the weapons. And then under the engine system, we see a reset button. If you watched the first video about the key bindings, you know that we configured this with the arrows on the keyboard. So pushing the down arrow, it resets the energy. But if I click up, the up arrow, it gives more energy to the engines and less energy to the systems and the weapons. Of course, it needs to take energy from the systems. Systems is defensive systems, and the weapons to give energy to the engines. And I can do it again, more energy to the engines. Now I can, for example, give more energy to the systems, and it's taking the energy from the other two. So I can choose to balance the energy however I want. Okay, now I reset it, and it's equal again. To the right of that, we first have the fuel consumption and the fuel that we have left. Those are a thin line and a kind of squares or dotted line, a wide dotted line. And then under that, we see mass locked, landing gear, and cargo scoop. Those three things are important for when we want to jump. I will explain that in a bit and in another video, in the next video, which is about flying and navigating. So this mass locked means that we are next to a planet or to a big fleet carrier, for example, or a big space station. In this case, it's not on, so I'm not under the gravity of anything like that. But if we are under the gravity of one of those, that would be on, and that means we would not be able to jump to supercruise or to hyper jump to another assistant. Okay, then we have the landing gear. Of course, when we want to land, we have to press the L to take the landing gear out of the ship, to deploy the landing gear. And the cargo scoop. The cargo scoop is closed right now too, but we can open it to recover some objects from space. That's the basic HUD. And now we're going to talk about the radar. Okay, the radar in the center of the HUD, at the bottom center of the HUD. It has two different parts right now. One is the big circle, and then there is a little circle at the top left of the radar, the big circle. Okay, so the little circle acts like a little radar. You can see a blue dot. That tells me that whatever I'm targeting right now, my destination, is a little to the left and a little down from where I'm facing right now. So if I move to the right, you can see that it shows that I should go a little left. So I just move there, and now a little down, and it's at the center. I'm facing it, and it's at the center. If I look backwards, if I look to the other side, it turns to a circle with a blank center. So it's not full. It's not a full circle. That means that right now it's behind me, and right now it's behind me and exactly behind me. I mean, at the same level, because it's not up or down. But if I move a little up, now it's saying that compared to my ship plane, it's above and behind. And if I go up, now it's turning full circle, and now it means that it's above in front. Okay, so that's for navigating. That's what we use to find our destination, and we're gonna talk about that in the next video. The center big radar, it has a lot of information, but basically we have on the left side 28%. That is the temperature of our ship. If we get close to a star, it would get hotter, and the temperature would go up, of course, and we would need to get away from the star. At the right side of the circle, we see a 0. That's the speed. Right now I'm not moving, but I can go forward a little bit. That's the speed going up, and you see a 78. That's the speed. 79. That's the speed, and you see a blue area. Right now I'm at the bottom of the blue area. That blue area is telling me the optimal speed that allows me to turn faster, to be agile with this ship. Okay, that's different for each ship and for each situation. So if I want to turn, the fastest way to turn is like this, which is rolling, instead of the yaw. The yaw is very, very slow, you see? Okay, so most of the times you turn and you go up or down to go to where you want to go. Okay, and those turns are faster if you keep the speed in the blue zone, in the blue area. Okay, if you go out of the blue area, the speed is going down. Now it moves, but it's a little slower, you know. So About the radar in the middle of this area, the circles, my ship is at the center, of course, the yellow triangle, and then we see some squares with some lines, and behind me there is a triangle. The squares, if they are full inside, that means those are objects or ships that are not real humans. If it was just the outside line and the interior completely blank, that would be a human, a human person, a real person flying a ship. And if it's a triangle, is that it's a ship with the weapons ready. And if it's a square, it's something that it has no weapons active. Then the colors. White things are neutral things, objects, and so on. So for example, this object here, let's look at it. I'm going to explain how to look at it in a bit. There we go. That's a high energy wake. So now I targeted it, and you see like some brackets to the side of the square in the radar and in front of my screen. Okay, and yellow things are neutral things also, like neutral ships, not things, ships mostly. And if it's a green ship, it's an ally, a friendly ship. And if it's a red ship, it's an enemy, of course, a hostile thing, a hostile ship. Then there are some big circles that represent the point at which that ship or object would cross the plane that I'm at right now. I'm like, my ship is at the center of a plane, and for example, that little ship, that little yellow square right now that is moving, is in front of me, but above the plane right now. Now it disappeared, but okay, the white thing there, the white square, is in front, and the line tells me that it's above the plane. So it's above, and I have to look up, and there it should be. You see, it's there. That was another wake. The same thing for a ship. The yellow triangle right now, it's at my left, and it has a big line up, so it's a little to my left and above me. So I could just move like this, turn around a little, or yaw to put it in front of me, and I look up, and there it should be. It was exactly the space station. So did you see that yellow square that turned into white? That was because that was a ship that jumped to hyperspace jump to another system or something like that. So the radar, it's a little difficult to explain, a little difficult to understand, but you can see that once you understand it, it's very, very useful. So I have a square. I'm going to say it again, just with another example. I have a white square on my left, so I turn a little with the jaw right now. I'm using the jaw. I put the circle, the big circle where it's crossing my plane, in front of me, and I look down, and there it is. You see the line tells me that it's crossing the plane and going down. I must look down to face it. So right now, like that. And I have another white square just behind me and above. So this is the HUD. And now we're gonna have a look at the panels. The panels are with the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. The panels, panel number 1 is for navigation. Okay, we move using Q and E to move from one tab to another one. Navigation, transactions, where we will see the missions that we have here. For example, if we have active missions, they are going to show up there. if we have contacts, like for example the space station or other ships. And in this case, for example, I can request docking. If I move with the D that goes to the right, I could press spacebar there and request docking. Okay, and then navigation again, and I go down with the S and up with the W, and to the left, we can go to the left pressing the A and going down. That's the galaxy map or the system map, but we have already configured some keys for that galaxy map and system map. If you watch the other video where I configured the keyboard, the key bindings, so that's there. And then here you can set filters to only show some things. For example, only show me the stations. Now I can only see the stations. I can go to this station and dock there, or to this one. And this is a nav beacon. That's a different thing. We can't dock there, but we can fly there and use it to scan the surrounding area. But I can click here, press the spacebar, and unlock or lock the destination. In this case, it's unlocking because it was already locked. I can lock the destination. I press 1 to close the panel again, and it's ready to go there. So I would look for that in my HUD, and I would fly there. Then number 2, there is this menu for communications. We have messages in general. We have kind of emails, inbox. We have our social tab for friends and to get invites. You see invites. You have no pending invites right now. We can see when someone invites us to a wing, kind of a squad. We can get the invite there, and we have other things here, but it's all contacts. Then we have number 3, information about us, basic information about our commander, and then about our ship too, and then some basic information about the vehicle, if we have a vehicle in our ship, and the crew. This panel is not used very often. I don't really use it, at least so far. Maybe one day I find some useful case, but not yet. Then that was number 3. Number 4, this one is very useful. You have a lot of information here. This is like the home tab of this, and you have training section to find some videos and information, codex to find like a database for a lot of things of the game, squadrons and engineers, which is another part of the game that unlocking them with some missions you can get your ship upgraded a lot. And you have on the left side of this panel, you have and at the bottom you have the balance and the rebuy cost of your ship. That is important because if you get destroyed, if you lose your ship, you will need to pay the rebuy cost. So in this case, I would need to pay 995,000, and they would respawn my ship somewhere in the next. I think it's the latest or the nearest space station, so something like that. So the next important thing here is the next tab, going with the E key, the modules. And now we go down with the S, and we can see all the modules that we have in our ship. And you see some of them have a yellow rectangle on the left, like these ones. But this one is blank. This is not active, but these ones are active. Okay, so the cargo hatch in my case is not active. And to the right you see some columns, and you see the power, which is in this case 6%, 7%. That's the power consumption from all the power that is available in my ship, and then the health, and then a priority. Okay, then at the bottom below you see output 100% and usage 99%. That means I'm with my active modules, I'm using 99% of the energy. That's why I have some modules inactive, because if I activate them, it goes above 100%, and I didn't want that. You can also adjust the priority to the right in the last column to select when you are using more than 100%. You can select which modules are last getting energy. So if the other ones, the number one priority gets the energy first, and if anything is needed, they get the energy first, and number 3 would be last. So that's another way to redistribute the energy in your ship. Okay, and these are the panels, the main panels. Oh, and I forgot to tell you that, of course, the right hand side and the top corner, you see info. You see that I have my lights on my ship. I can turn them off. Not like that. This is the night vision like this, and these are the lights, and then a clock, and then you see some information there. Sometimes when you are traveling or when ships come by or whatever, you get one contact or one contact lost or something like that. And then you see at the center of the screen some curved lines, and it says secondary B and primary B. These are things that I have configured as my groups, and that's another thing in the panel here. In the number 4 panel, you set fire groups here. So you see that I have beam laser in group A, and it will be used with my mouse number 1 button or the joystick that I configured for the same thing. And in the same group, the multi-cannon number 2. Number 2 is the secondary button in the joystick or the mouse. Then I have another group for chaff and heat sinks, and then I have another group for some scanners. I can create here another group, or I can delete groups if I remove this like this, pressing the spacebar. I can change it from 1 to 2 or none. So that's removing the configuration, and if I remove here this one, it goes the group gets removed. So right now, when I go out and I press R, I see that it's changing from B to C. You see, it changed the group, and now it's A. In the group A, I have multi-cannon and beam lasers. In the group B, I have heat sink and chaff, and so on. So that's the way to understand the HUD and the panels. If you want to join our faction, our squad, and play with us, and that way we can help you with the game and so on, and also have fun together, I'm going to leave a link to our Discord in the description of this video. So join the Discord, and we will tell you more information about how to actually join Blue Star, our faction, and see you there. If you like the video, subscribe for more videos and information about Elite Dangerous, and for more information and news also about StarAtlas. And if you don't know what StarAtlas is, have a look at the other videos, because I recommend it to you. It's a huge project. I think the most important project right now in gaming and crypto and metaverse. That's it. Hope you like it. See you in the next video.